So 2025 is here and we have to talk about the fragrances for you for this year. So if you're into, fragrances that get you some attention, maybe a compliment or two, but you're mostly looking for a signature worthy fragrance that you will get a lot of wear out of, that you will give a lot of love to, then this video is definitely for you. As always, if you find my content useful, don't forget to like and comment. It lets me know that I should keep filming videos like this one in the future. And also some of these fragrances were sent to me by Roma. They have the biggest selection of niche luxury designer fragrances, also some decants, full bottles, you name it, they have it. And they offer a 2-day express shipping on all US orders. So if you find a fragrance in this video that you're interested in, don't forget to check out the description box with some specific links to that fragrance. And I want to start this video with two probably most signature worthy and versatile fragrances. You know, I love to start from the best. And these fragrances are quite unique, full bottle worthy, signature worthy, and even I would say blind buy worthy. Now, a disclaimer, never buy blindly, but when I say a blind buy worthy fragrance, this is just to express how much I believe in the potential of this fragrance. And oh boy, I believe so in these two fragrances because I know you will love them. So the two fragrances are by Ojar, and here we have Stallion Soul and Eagle-Eyed Stranger. So Stallion Soul is for those of you who hate but also love violet, and specifically for you beautiful gentlemen out there. Now I find this fragrance to be truly unisex. A lady wearing Stallion Soul is an elegant, classy badass. Like lady that knows her worth, is sexy, feels very charismatic, and her feminine energy is all over her. But also when a gentleman wears Stallion Soul, it makes him smell so handsome, like you have a lot of class, you know who you are, you smell mature, and you just love to wear a fragrance for you, not to get compliments. Stallion Soul is that violet fragrance that doesn't have this obnoxious powdery, clean, aldehydic, baby wipe like smelling sweetness. The rose and violet just are incorporated into this leathery, a little bit oud floral scent body. But I have to say, if you're really afraid of violet, just hear me out. Because if you try this fragrance, you will not regret it, I promise. And if you have tried this fragrance, definitely let me know in the comments down below if you also find it as stunning as I do, because I think this is one of a kind masterpiece. But as I said, my type of a fragrance that I feel like was really made for me is Eagle-Eyed Stranger. Gentlemen, take a pen, take a paper, make some notes and write down. I have to try Eagle-Eyed Stranger because you truly do. When it mixes with your skin pH, this is where the magic happens, and especially when this balsamic, a little bit aromatic, smoky, woody, herbal beauty mixes with your skin in heat. Yeah, there's just, something cosmic happening. I feel like just cosmic love, because this fragrance will work in any weather and situation, as the incense is somewhat summer friendly. This is why I find specifically this fragrance, this ambery smoky fragrance, so unique. It has some bay leaves, some incense, vetiver, a lot of oak moss, and then you have a bit of amber, just a little bit, with pimento. So it's just slightly spicy, a little bit smoky, almost herbal aromatic, I would say, with just a hint of vanilla and some birch. A gorgeous fragrance with some heavy duty notes, I know, but they are all so subdued, toned down, really balanced perfectly. A gorgeous fragrance. So if you're into, some softly smoky ambery fragrances and you're looking for the one that will work in heat, and in heat it will smell just a little bit more sensual, go for Eagle-Eyed Stranger. So the third fragrance is actually quite a unique one. Now this is totally different. It's a new, young and fresh fragrance house that has released somewhat, like a fragrance I have never smelled before. It is very bold, it smells sensual, and to me it smells like, a moment, like this playful, seductive, erotic moment. It smells like dirty but also somewhat clean skin. So basically it has those erotic nuances. It is seductive, but it also has a lot of mint in the opening. So it creates just a nice contrast to break ice. And the fragrance house is Maison Amero, and here we have Seduction Royale. Beautiful. This just screams erotic vibes with, yeah, just a lot of fun and something very mature. It doesn't smell girly, and you know, like when you're just, you know, hanging out somewhere. No, it really smells mature and extremely elegant. And I would say this one is for those of you who love leather, but in a different way, because it has the leather, it has a lot of honey, rose, cinnamon, some pepper, and a lot of dry mint in the opening. So the mint with pepper adds this dry, refreshing, invigorating feel in the opening when you smell it. But then it quickly transitions into the honey and rose and leather and caramel. I also believe some patchouli and a lot of vanilla. It is a spicy, leathery, fruity, oriental gourmand fragrance with a lot of this mint. So if you're not a fan of mint, this fragrance is not for you. If you love mint and maybe you're not looking for a fresh fragrance really, but just for something with this delicious and mouth-watering raspberry-like smelling mint with a lot of pepper, go for Seduction Royale. The dried out is just sweet and powdery and almost clean smelling, but then you get the caramel and a little bit of leather. So it's really cocooning, soothing, yeah. And then, as I said, just very addictive and inviting. So this was Seduction Royale. The next fragrance that I mentioned last year on my channel too is the one that I am so impressed by, because I think I expected not enough from it based on the visuals, the marketing, the commercial, and also the bottle color. So this is Blue Madeleine by Atelier des Ors. Kind of a baby blue like looking bottle that should be reminiscent of those Madeleines with some black tea. And I would say this smells nothing like Madeleine's to me. It really smells like the tea. It is one of the best tea fragrances I've smelled. It's a little bit woody, slightly, just slightly like tonic, but then also smoky and balsamic. So actually my husband has been wearing this fragrance nonstop since I think last year, like summer. And I have to say I love this fragrance on a man too, because it's nothing like Madeleine's. It's not gourmand, it's not sweet, it's not this typical realistic tea gourmand cookie-like smelling fragrance that I actually thought it was. This one actually is for gentlemen, especially if you want just some slight gourmand touches, but maybe like this black tea, and you can handle some Kate oil and Peru balsam, go for Blue Madeleine. It smells a little bit fresh, aromatic, very balsamic, but then it has this airy, translucent feel from the tea. And yeah, just a hint of those lactonic nuances. So this is not one of those obnoxiously sweet smelling milky fragrances. It is unisex. It's perfect for gentlemen, ladies, and I would love to smell this one on everybody. And actually for a tea fragrance, this has amazing, let me tell you, amazing longevity. It stays on me and my husband for like 10+ hours, and the trail is there, and you want to keep sniffing yourself and your loved ones when they wear it. So this is a huge recommendation too. For those of you looking like a gentleman, you know, you want a nice versatile dumb breach. A fragrance when you love, you know, something a little bit balsamic, ambery, you know, maybe some tea to lighten things up, and you can handle some Kate oil and just like tonic nuances. Blue Madeleine. It's both complex, it's not too straightforward gourmand. Yeah, just basically a 10 out of 10 release. Now here we have two fragrances by Regalian. So I wanted to show just one, but I have to mention both because from the last videos where I mentioned both fragrances, you kind of expressed, it was like 50-50 that you were interested in both fragrances, and I wear both a lot. So the two fragrances that I'm obsessed with that I know you will enjoy this year are Kashmiran and Mystique. And if you haven't tried them, definitely do buy a sample or just try them somewhere because they are fantastic. Now Mystique, I was like, what does this fragrance remind me of? I couldn't put my hands on what it was. And then I read a reference on Fragrantica. Alexandria No. 2 mixed with Oud Wood by Tom Ford. This is the exact description. This is just the most perfect description of Mystique. It has this oriental woody vanilla, some slight, not even smoky nuances, but like powdery, like a cashmere wood, something that smells like the softest blanket. But then you also get some sort of oud and lavender. Now, Alexandria number 2 is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's just too much for me to wear it daily in heat. Even maybe in the colder weather when it's rainy outside, it's just too much. The trail is overpowering. Now, Oud Wood by Tom Ford is amazing, but I just don't have it. And it's just too straightforward, one directional for me. There you go. It's Mystique. It has this oriental woody vanilla and lavender actually. So it has some fresh elements, but mostly this is your cocooning and sensual woody lavender vanilla fragrance, but I just don't get a lot of this lavender. It is so complex that you cannot tell this is your typical vanilla lavender fragrance. It's just perfection. A full bottle worthy, blind buy worthy, again, don't buy blindly, signature worthy fragrance that you will wear a lot, and I know if you try it you will be thankful. So thank me later, and definitely try Mystique. Now, the second fragrance that I wore in cold weather, I'm not sure I will be able to pull this one off in heat, but this is Kashmiran, also by Regalian. Like, this smells like Oud Satin Mood by Vincent Francis Corcian. A gorgeous fragrance, but this one is just lighter, more wearable. So if you kind of were always intrigued by Oud Satin Mood by Vincent Francis Corcian, I always was, but then you spray it on your body, and just the powdery baby wipe-like smelling violet with some oud or oriental cuckoo, just when it mixes with my skin, I just get headaches. It's just too much for me, although I love the fragrance itself and I love it on other people. But I wouldn't even wear it for the trail, because when I spray it on me, like, I get huge migraines. Kashmiran. Kashmiran is everything you were looking for in Oud Satin Mood. Everything is toned down, more balanced, more soothing, more versatile. This is the it fragrance. It has enough sweetness, I have to say, as Oud Satin Mood, but this one is just so more balanced and appropriate also for the warmer weather, but also in the freezing weather. When this hits your skin, it projects. It's everywhere, and it's such a pleasant smell. To me, this smells like money. So what is it? Mystique to me is a signature worthy fragrance. Sensual, you know what, like this quiet luxury head turner fragrance, but Kashmiran is the bold one. The sexy, the bold, luxurious, expensive smelling. You're driving a white Bentley and you definitely wear Kashmiran. So both huge recommendations. But the next fragrance is the best freshie on the market. So I have a few fresh fragrances, I think like 5 or 6, that I'm always like, whenever I smell them every day, I'm like asking myself, who made them? They are amazing. And this is coming from somebody who loves like sandal leather and oud, okay? So this is Verano by Armand Jane. Probably my #1 or like top 3 recommendation for gentlemen to wear. So my daughter actually loves this fragrance too, which is surprising because I feel this is really especially perfect for gentlemen. But I love this fragrance too. I wear it just for the sake of experiencing the scent profile, not to get compliments. But when my husband puts this on his body, magic happens. It is one of a kind, truly citrusy, zingy, a little bit bitter, fresh, invigorating tobacco fragrance. It has cardamom, some mountain air, like this zesty, citrusy, bitter peel. It has the tobacco leaves, Kashmiran, isoe super, so a lot of notes, you know, it's so complex. And when you wear it, when this one hits your skin in heat, the tobacco leaves, the zesty, zingy, a little bit bitter citruses with the cardamom and with the mountain air. I also believe it has some tea. So this fragrance really feels like light, translucent, airy, like it gives you next level energy when you wear it. Gentlemen, if I would love to smell one fragrance on you, then it's definitely Verano. Now, for those of you who love or hate cherry like I do, yeah, hate is a strong word, and I use it sometimes when it comes to strawberry, cherry, lychee, and coconut. But here we have a nice fragrance with cherry that I love and that I recommend. Tobacco flirting with vanilla. And this is such a versatile, daily, a little bit sexy, but more like, yeah, head-turning fragrance. It has enough tobacco to ground, you know, the sweet cherry that actually smells natural in this fragrance. And then you get the lily, the waxy, spicy, white floral beauty queen flower lily. It also has almost something like cinnamon, I'm not sure, maybe even sandalwood. So it has a lot of this creaminess. It's very waxy, creamy, and it has this natural smelling cherry. So if you've been looking for a addictive, maybe like even sexy cherry fragrance that you can wear on a daily basis, that is both sweet, maybe has some woody nuances, a strong woody vanilla base, then flirting with the vanilla is for you. Now, the fragrance that I have been wearing a lot, I got it last year, March, April, I want to say, and I always thought this is an amazing men's fragrance. I know a fragrance doesn't have gender, it doesn't, but you know, it was just, I thought it was a little bit strong, but then I realized my number one or number 2, 3 fragrance I wore this winter was Nerone by Pantheon Roma. So if you love leather, you just have to get it, or even oud. This is, to me, the best head-turning fragrance complement together, like a fragrance that smells like status, like class, like everybody will see you miles, you know, before you arrive, because they will smell Nerone. But it's not in an obnoxious way. It has a lot of oud and leather, I will say, but it also has the sugar cane, some coconut, passion fruit, and I believe also raspberry. So the sugar cane adds, you know, this airy sweetness. Everything is very dry, nothing is juicy. Then you have the raspberry and passion fruit, so you know, some tropical and exotic touches, and the oud with leather. It is a fantastic, it's a masterpiece, a fragrance I so recommend, especially to you gentlemen. And some of you already blind bought this fragrance based on my recommendation, and you were like, this was even better than what you expected. And I'm telling you, if you try this fragrance, sample it first. Put it on your body, try it in different weather conditions, and thank me later. These are some of my recommendations for this year that I will wear and that I think you should definitely check out, because I think you might find here 1 or 2 favorites. Let me know if you have some of these fragrances, and thank you so much for watching. Give it a like, definitely comment or subscribe if you found any value in this video, and I will see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.